You want a better life, right? That's a no-brainer. I'm gonna ask you that question again. Do you want a better life? If your answer is yes, then get boundaries. You need them for a better life. Because you stand up for everything. You're fine with everything. You stand up for nothing. You don't have a foundation of beliefs in yourself about anything. Because you're fine with everything, do whatever, doesn't matter. So what do you stand up for if you're fine with everything? When does something cross the line for you? When does it? Where? How? Who? When is it a boundary being crossed? When is it? I'm gonna tell you how to do that, to set them up. Okay, but before I start, you don't have boundaries, people can take advantage of you easily. People can disrespect you very easily because you're doing nothing to do about anything. You're not doing anything to do something about it. So why would they respect you? You don't have any beliefs, you don't have anything to look up for. So they look down on you like that. Because of this, you will get confused. Why are people doing this to me? I'm so nice, right? I'm fine with everything. What's going on? Why are they doing this to me? You don't have true friends, you don't have loyal friends. Nobody's attracted to you because of that. Sure, you may look okay, but when the moment they start talking to you, you get to know them more, then they see what you are like. Then their disrespect starts. Them not taking you seriously starts. Because people don't take you seriously. And because of this, like I said, you get confused. Well, why is my life so bad with everything? I'm accepting of everything. I try my best for everyone. I'm a nice guy. Oh, why I don't feel happy with myself. I don't like the way my life is going. You don't like the way your life is going because you don't have any boundaries. Nothing to stand up for. So there you go. I'm gonna tell you what I went through. I'm gonna tell you how you can do this later. Just wait. I'll tell you what I went through here. So that gives you a bigger picture. Because I'm just telling you examples, but here I'm gonna apply my own personal examples. What I faced in my own life. I was mainly afraid of getting into fights. Because I was afraid of getting scolded by the teacher that was in my class. I was afraid of getting scolded by the administration in school. I was afraid of getting kicked out of school. I was afraid of having my parents involved because of a fight. I was afraid. Because I was told that you shouldn't get violent. You shouldn't do anything. Just tell the teacher, it's gonna be fine. But we all know that is a terrible advice. For you to tell the teacher that somebody's disrespecting you, somebody's bullying you in school, we all know that's a terrible piece of advice. The person that makes fun of you, that bullies you, nothing happens to him. He just gets a warning, but he continues. Nothing is done to stop him. But the moment you stand up for yourself and you beat him up for doing that to you, you get in trouble for that. That's how messed up the system is nowadays. Isn't it? For those of you that went through similar situations in school, tell me. Tell me that you didn't do anything about it or that you were afraid. Like I said, I was afraid of getting into escalations with people. That's why I avoided all of that. And what happened at the end of the day, I regretted everything that I did. I regretted not standing up for myself. That's how messed up our society is now. The moment you fight back, you get in trouble. Not the one who was initiating all of that in the first place. That's how messed up it is. But anyways, I never said no. I never stood up for myself. People disrespected me because it was easy for them to disrespect me. There was this one time that I did something, but not much. I should have done something to him personally. I asked my parents to get involved. And then it kind of stopped. Only when my parents got involved. And this was a pretty serious thing that this other kid's parents got involved. I think this was when I was in grade 1 or 2. When I was 7 years old. Long time ago. In my school, I was the only Indian kid in class. I was the only kid that looked different from the rest of the classmates. I was the only one that looked different. And there was this one kid. I remember him very well. He used to make fun of me behind my back. He would literally disrespect me in my face. He would be super rude to me, and he would make fun of me to other people behind my back. And of course, nobody wants that. It's a terrible thing to experience. Nobody wants that. And because of this, I would see that every day, and I would go home and I'd cry every time because of this little kid. And I even remember a couple of times where he took a piece of paper and he wrote that I'm a GG. A GG is like it's an insult where it says you're an asshole, like literally the asshole. This kid wrote something like that. I grew up in Taiwan, so people in Taiwan, they know what this English word means. They know that, so they use that kind of. But it got to a point where I had enough. I was tired of that. I was tired of crying every day, and I told my mom about that, and she wrote a letter to my class teacher. She wrote a letter, and I went to school the next day, and I handed it to the teacher. I didn't say a word, and she opened it right then and there, and she read it. Took her a while to read it. Then she called this kid that was doing all of this to me. She called him. And I was just standing there watching. And this kid came and she scolded him in front of the whole class. She scolded him. She scolded him. And his face was just down. Like he does not want to be scolded. And nobody wants that. Of course, power, embarrassment. My ego was hurt. Nobody wants that. So he was standing there quiet with his mouth shut. And just looking down like this. In embarrassment. He did nothing. Not a word. Not a single resistance. No, nothing. She yelled at him. She scolded him. And he stopped after that. He stopped afterwards. Because I was done with it. But that was just one thing. This one was way too much. That's why I tried to do something through my parents. I didn't do anything. I just told them. They took action for me. Thank God for that. But still, afterwards, people wouldn't take me seriously. People would disrespect me. I started getting fat in high school. And there was this one time where I was doing research for a project for my final year in high school. There was a project we all have to do, a research project. So I was sending out surveys to all of the classes. I was sending it to the teachers, and I would ask them to send it to all of their students, and so they would do that. And I would ask something about do you feel safe when you don't feel no, I don't remember, but I asked some sort of question about some sort of appearance or something, or like if you feel safe with these types of clothing. I don't know. It's a whole other discussion. I know what I've done, but I don't know how to tell you here. It's too long. So, anyways, and there was this one response I saw, and this person, it was anonymous, so I didn't know who wrote it because so it allows people to be more honest. So with that in mind, I made it anonymous, and this one question, I got an answer. And this student, I don't know when or who or how they think like that, but they said that I ruined their day when they see my face because of the way I look. And I don't know who this person is, but this person wrote that for me. I mean, of course, there's nothing I can do there because I don't know who wrote it. I can't confront this person face to face. I don't know. But people used to make fun of me. Am I pregnant? The list goes on with this fat thing. I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. This has gone on for so long. This is one example. And another example is in middle school, I was, of course, the only Indian in class and maybe the only Indian in middle school. Middle school was grade 6 to grade 8. I don't think there was any Indian other than me. And there was this class ahead of us. I was in grade 7. These kids were in grade 8. And there were some of these guys, some of these kids that would just call my name out randomly in school. Hey, Bhavan. And run away. And constantly do that. They wouldn't end the... I mean, it's sometimes it just... You might think it's innocent, but it wasn't innocent with the way they were saying it. It was like they're teasing me or trying to embarrass me in front of everyone. Something like that. Because that's what I felt. And they carried it on like that for so long. And sometimes they went too far in situations where one of those kids told my class, my science teacher, that I am his brother for no reason. He just made up a random fact. And my teacher asked me, are you his brother? He told me. I said, what? No, I'm not his brother. I don't even know who that guy is. But he's just making up random things about me to my teachers. And this very kid that same day called my name out and ran away and did nothing about it. And then there's just another kid who would call my name out whenever I was playing football in the field on my lunch break. And he would come up like, Bhavan, pass the ball, Bhavan, pass the ball. Like, they're all in a derogatory way, like, they're just teasing you and making fun of you. You just feel like that, even though they're not saying anything specifically like that, but you get that feeling. And I didn't do anything about it at all. That they did the same thing to my friend. I don't know if he did something, but I didn't do anything about it. This happened for maybe like 6-7 months. And eventually it stopped by itself because I wasn't giving them any attention. But I should have said to them, stop calling my name. Talk to me if you want to call my name. Talk to me about something. I should have done something, but I didn't do anything again. Because again, I was afraid of getting into escalations. I was afraid of getting into trouble with my high school teachers. Or with any teacher. Or with my school administration. Or with this guy because in our school, there's one guy. He was there specifically for discipline. If there's a student who misbehaves, they go to him and he's going to scold them. And he was very tough. And I don't want to be in front of him because he's a terrifying person. He's a very nice person if you are on his good side. Even when you're nice, he lets you know. Talk to him with respect. You can't get too friendly with him. I would literally accept everything that would happen to me and do nothing by it. People have literally disrespected me in my face. They've disrespected me in my face and I chose to do nothing about it. I chose to do nothing about it. That's how bad it got to some point. Because I just didn't have any boundaries for myself, let alone for other people. In university, there were these guys I used to hang out with. They were never my friends. I thought they were my friends. They were never my friends. I thought because I spent time with them, so I'm their friend. They're my friends. They were never my friends. They would always make me feel alone. We were all Indians, by the way. There was this one time when I came, basically, I live in Poland. I came to this country for university. And in my first 2-3 months, I was setting everything up. I was getting my bank account here. I was setting up some sort of identification here for the local authorities. Those who live in Poland know what the PESEL is. So I was setting up PESEL, getting bank account, registering where I was living, student insurance, like everyone does when they move to a new country. So I was doing this. And I don't speak the language here. I don't know people here. So the university had a program where they would have a program, and the people and the students that would sign up for this would get some rewards for taking part in it. And this program was to help people coming in for the first time, help setting up their registration for their address, getting a health insurance, getting this PESEL number. It's like a number that you have to have here, but whatever. And bank account. So you need these main things here. And these people would help you for it. So the first guy helped me move into the dorm. The second person helped me get a health insurance. And then this third one is with these Indians. With this one Indian specifically that I absolutely despise. at that time. I despised him after I realized everything. Now I don't have any feeling because whatever. What's done is done. I'm not gonna see his face again. He's not gonna see my face again, so I'm happy about that. But this one Indian and this other Indian who also needed some help, they were like always leaving me alone. We met up at some place near the city center and we said, okay, let's all go to the bank. We're going to the bank and it's three of us. We're all walking together. But at some point it happens to be the case. Oh yeah, we're walking together, but they're talking to each other. I'm not included at all. And they're purposefully not including me. For some reason, I don't know why, but they're talking to themselves and they slowly start walking faster and they start walking in front of me. And I'm walking behind them like an idiot. I didn't like that, of course. I didn't say anything, of course, about it because of afraid and this police, new country. We went to the bank. We sat down. I registered my bank account. And I don't know why this happened. I was sitting, just looking at the desk. And the one who was supposed to help me with the bank account, he was filming me for some reason. As Snapchat. And I asked him, what is that? I saw him. I saw myself on his phone. I said, what is that? And he didn't look at me. He didn't say a word to me. And the other guy just was like awkward. I don't know what to say to him. Like they both know what they were doing. And I still remained shut. And we got out of the bank and we had to do one more thing. I do not remember what it was. But we went to this other place and the same thing happened. They were not talking to me. They were talking to themselves and slowly they went ahead and I'm just walking behind them. And when we would be talking, well, we would be all in a room together because it's a student dormitory, so room for two people, room for one person. You know how the deal goes. So when we have free time, like friends come together and they sit in the room and they just hang out. So I thought they were my friends, so I would go to them and I would sit with them and they would not really talk to me, or they would talk to me, but they would make me feel like I'm naive, I don't know anything, I'm stupid. They would not really talk to me, but there was this one guy who was nice enough. That guy I remember him. He's a good person. But the rest of his friends I didn't like at all. The same thing. They would not include me in conversations, be rude sometimes, do nothing. And in my room, because in my dormitory there was, each block has 2 rooms in it. And these 2 rooms, whoever's living in these 2 rooms will share the bathroom and the main, like the hallway. It's very small hallway and like the common area, basically. The kitchen was out in the middle of the floor. Everyone who lives on that floor goes to that kitchen. So they all go there. There was no kitchen in our place. So I would clean on my behalf. And in the other room, these 2 Indians, one of them is this guy who went to the bank with me. He lives there and his friend lives there and they know each other since they were kids. And it happened that this guy, he went to India for holidays, the one who went to the bank with me, and his friend was there. And his friend never cleaned anything. So it was holiday season, so he went to India first. Then I went to somewhere, I went to Hungary and to Italy for my holidays. For 11 days I went there. And before I left, I cleaned the place up. I cleaned the bathroom, I cleaned the common area, and I cleaned up my room, of course. And I took out the trash and I put the new one before I left. Then I come back, and I see that the floor is dirty. I see the bathroom is also not clean. And I see that there's like trash which is overflowing, and he didn't do anything. I don't know what the room looked like. I don't know. But this guy came back from India, and of course I'm like, okay, hey, how are you, and this. And the same day afterwards, he just goes to the bathroom and he says, what he calls me. His friend wasn't there, but he calls me. Because he didn't do anything. He didn't tell his friend to ever clean. I don't know why. Partiality or bias or something. I don't know. But he called me out, very pissed off. Come here. I go to him. I said, what's wrong? And he says, what have you done to the toilet? In Hindi, you have a phrase, say, I don't like saying it, but it means, it sounds like this. Tune puri macho diya ki. Something like that. It means like sorry for swearing. He said in English, you've completely fucked this whole place up. Something like that. And then he said, is this how you live at your place, at your own house? And of course, I was furious when I heard that. I didn't do anything. I just looked at him and I said, okay, I don't know, I'll clean next time. I don't know what I said. I think I was just quiet and I just went inside my room. And then he, of course, angrily like slammed the toilet or something and he just started cleaning it up. I'm not gonna clean up after somebody. I cleaned it before I went. Why isn't this guy cleaning up, and why am I having to pay for it? Screw that. Why should I do that? And of course. And then afterwards they both left and they found another room to stay in, like with some other Indians there. So they left and I was the only one there, and another guy moved in, but he was fine. But this is the type of people they were. Disrespecting, thinking like they're alpha male, and this. Anybody who tries to act like he's alpha, like dominating everybody in that sort of way, you know what I mean? Not like it's natural. You don't think it's natural, it might be a bit exaggerated. They're not alpha. They're insecure. They're afraid, they're cowards. They try dominating people other than them to show that they're brave, but they're deep down scared because they don't like resistance and being in front of people that can fight back for themselves. They don't like that. They feel powerful when they belittle people. They're not alphas. I used to think they were, but they were not. They're just cowards. This is those guys. There was even a point when my friends, my actual friends at that time, I don't have contact with them, any of them anymore. Maybe one guy, but here and there, rarely. But we were coming back from a bar, and I was very sad that evening because I got fined by the public transportation authorities because I didn't have a valid ticket. I thought I had, but I didn't. And I had to pay quite a lot of money. And of course, because of that, my whole evening was ruined. But this was before the event started in this bar. And of course, I'm emotional, I'm annoyed. And when we were going back home, we were all supposed to walk together, but I was just walking slowly, taking my time. And they all walked ahead of me. And not like they're waiting for me to catch up. They just left me there. And we got to the student room. I was hoping they would be in the waiting area or this common area for everyone at the ground floor where the reception is. But none of them were there. I thought they would be at least okay. Okay, man, just don't stress too much about it. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Good night. I was at least hoping that would be the case, but none of them stopped there. And they all went into their rooms. And I went to my room all alone. And I was like, what is this? And after that, yeah, sure, I felt terrible about it. But afterwards, I didn't do anything. I didn't say to any of them that it was not nice of you to leave me there. I was sad about what happened, but you left me there. You know what I was feeling, and you still left me there. I didn't expect this from you. I should have done something. I didn't. And I regret all of those things. I would have at least felt better if I did something. Sure, even if it is scary, but I would have done something. This was just crazy to me that I didn't do anything. And you should do something. Don't do nothing about it. Do something. No. What am I saying? Do something about it. Don't just sit there and do nothing. Don't do that. With these Indian guys, when I would talk to them about, there was this one kid that was terrible. He will talk to you like as if you don't know anything and you're stupid. Whenever I would talk to him about something and I didn't understand what he said, I'd question him on that. What do you mean? He'd be like, you don't know, and you don't know, it's never mind. he would make me feel like I don't know anything, that I'm stupid. And other people told me the same. He talks to everyone like that, and nobody liked him at all. And these Indian guys who I was with, they would just borrow money from me. One of them, this nice one, he would return it, of course. But some of these others, they would return it, and one of them didn't return anything at all. One time, yes, when I asked it. But the previous ones before that, they didn't return. No, this one guy didn't return. They would ask me for money like as if it's just water. Like, hey man, can you give me some water to drink? One time, these guys took me to the mall, Galeria. I don't know if you live in Poland. They took me to a mall because they said, hey, let's go somewhere, we're bored. This guy who took me to the bank, and this one who only paid me back once. These two, these were living next to me, these guys. And they said to me, let's go to the mall, let's just walk around, maybe buy something. I said, okay, let's go. I wasn't expecting anything, but okay, let's go. I'm bored, let's go. Something to do. So I go with them, and they took me into a store for clothes. They liked some pieces, so they took it for them. And then we go to the cashier, and they turned to me and they said, hey man, can you pay for us? We didn't bring our wallets. And what was I supposed to do? I didn't know what to do back then. I thought, okay, I'll just pay for them. They don't have their wallets. And they can give it to me back. Only one returned, the other didn't. Right now, I think they knew that I was easy to be targeted. Not target, wrong word. They knew I was easy to be manipulated, let's say, because I was. And so they used this excuse of us going out, and then they used this excuse of them not bringing their wallet so that I could pay for it. And I did pay for it. One of them returned, the other one didn't. And now I feel they just used me up for their gain. They were parasites. That's parasitical. Literal parasites. Boundaries doesn't have to be about other people, on other people, with other people. It has to do with yourself. You cannot be eating away terrible, disgusting food and become a fat slob because you have to stay fit. You cannot allow disrespect from people because that's going to make you feel terrible. I did that. I was fat. I didn't have any good knowledge about nutrition and calories, what you should eat, what you shouldn't. I was just, okay, food is food, whatever. And I allowed disrespect to happen because I didn't respect myself, which is why I was fat, which is why I was allowing all of this to happen to me. Simply because I didn't have any boundary with myself at all. My belief was that I didn't want trouble, so I allowed disrespect. Just as much as it was those guys' fault for making me feel like that, it is also equally my fault for allowing all of that to happen. Because if I stood up, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't continue doing that, and I would feel at peace. I would maybe have better friends. Maybe I would know better people. I wouldn't be close to those guys anymore at that time, let's say. Then, of course, with the way I was living, I would dislike it very much, and it would destroy my self-esteem, making me very insecure about who I am. Of course, it's common. It's common sense to feel like that when all of these things are happening to you. You need to set boundaries with yourself. This is how you're going to improve yourself. You have to do things that will improve yourself. You cannot, and I mean cannot, accept bad for yourself. Bad behavior towards yourself. From yourself or from other people. You cannot accept that. It is bad for you. And you wouldn't do that anyway. I mean, you think you wouldn't do that anyway, but sometimes you do that. Because if I went back in time, with the knowledge and the experience that I have now, if I went back in time, in all of those times, in all of those instances, I would do what would be right for me. and not regret what I would have done. If somebody does something out of line, they say something, they do something that crosses the line, I would make it known. I would make my voice known to that person that, hey, what you did was not cool. Cut it out. If they don't apologize for that, then that tells you what type of person they are. If ever somebody did something to you, they said something disrespectful to you, they did something to you, and you make it known to them, but they just be like, okay, they acknowledge that you didn't like what they say, but they don't apologize for that. Not because you expect an apology. I want an apology right now. Not with that mindset. You want to make it known to them that they should not do that again, and you want some sort of confirmation from them that they're not going to do that again. But this person just acknowledges that they did this thing. They don't say, I'm sorry. They don't say, okay, I didn't like that you feel that way because of what I did. I'm sorry for that, or anything. They just acknowledge and they say, okay, and they just keep their mouth shut. That tells you what type of person they are. And then you know what to not do. You know that you shouldn't be spending time with that person. You know that you should stay away from them. You know those things. That's what I do. I make my voice known. I don't get disrespected. If I feel that somebody's trying to do that, I'll tell them. I don't get disrespected. I have good connections with everybody. I have good relations with everybody. That's not connections. Good relations with everyone. Because of the boundaries that I've set for myself. Because of the transformation that I have been through. I went through a complete makeover. Because how you look also says a lot about you. People hate talking about looks and fat shaming and this and this and this. But fat shaming should be normal. And again, I'm not talking about those people that are fat because of some genetic disorder or some disease. I am not talking about those, so don't come at me about that. I'm talking about those that like to, let's say, not care about their nutrition like I was. I was fat. I was voluntarily fat because I chose to eat all that food. And sure, it stung that people made fun of me of that. But that told me to get a move on and change that, which I did. I lost that fat, so now people don't make fun of me because I'm not fat. Because, like I said, how you look says a lot about you. Tells people if you care for yourself or not, if you look out for yourself or not. If you don't look out for yourself in one thing, then you don't look out for yourself in other things. It's very easy to tell. And again, don't come at me about people that are fat because they have some sort of problem with their body, or that they can't lose it. Don't come at me with that. That's not what I'm talking about. With boundaries, you will be respected by people. Boundaries. Somebody crosses the line, you make them known. Other people see that, they know, okay, I should be careful around him, around her. I should be careful. Respect her. You feel better about yourself. You feel a better sense of self-worth, a better sense of self. You don't feel as insecure about yourself anymore. You don't disrespect yourself. You don't dislike yourself anymore, because in all of these past instances, you dislike yourself because there's a reason why I feel like that, and so on and so on. But once you realize everything, then you know that this is wrong for it to happen to you. It's not nice. This will be loving yourself. You will have a better life for you ahead. You will be fulfilled about that because you are living by the boundaries you have set for yourself. And that's automatically going to be equaling fulfillment for you. You have boundaries with the way you live. Okay, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z. So I'm gonna do this instead. This is gonna be better for me. Boom. You feel fulfilled. You feel happier about yourself. You feel you have a higher self-esteem, let's say. And you will keep improving on your life, improving yourself as a person. And this is going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of patience. But this is going to be absolutely worth it for you. And I want that for you. You want that for yourself. Imagine, picture yourself if you work on this in the next couple of years. How much better would you be at? How much in you would be in such a better position. You'd feel so much better about yourself. You can do that as well. Don't think that you don't deserve better. Don't think that, okay, no, I don't deserve, I don't, I no, I don't deserve this. Only these people that you see online who show about themselves a lot and they show that their lives are so good. Oh no, only they deserve it. Yeah, no, I'm nothing. I'm a common person. I don't know anything. Don't think like that. It's gonna do nothing but self-harm. And you don't want that. How do you develop all of this? There are going to be several periods of your life, or a period of your life, where you're going to be experiencing these things. Disrespect from people, disrespect for yourself, dislike for yourself. You're going to be feeling this in a period or in a couple of periods about yourself. You're going to be feeling this. And this is a journey for you too. Don't mistake this as a curse. This is a blessing for you. A blessing for you to learn, to not do in the future. This is a blessing for you. So embark on this journey, first of all. In this period, you're going to be alone. You're going to be very confused with yourself. Why are people treating me like this? Oh man, I should have done something about it. I'm so nice to them. Why are they doing this to me? Why? You're going to ask yourself these questions. Many times you're going to ask yourself these questions, but you will keep going on. You realize that you don't truly know what you should be doing, how you should be doing, when you should be doing, what you should be doing. You don't truly know that because you're completely lost. You're completely lost. During this moment, when you're completely lost, you have to start analyzing all of these moments that have happened to you. All of these moments when you got disrespected by other people, by your friends, by your woman, for example. Or with the way you're living. You're not happy about the way you're living, about some aspect of it, not completely. Let's say there's just one thing in your life that you do that is okay in that moment, but you regret it and it just makes you annoyed and so on and so on. You have to reflect on all of this. Pinpoint, okay, this is what happened. Why did it happen? Focus on the why did it happen. Why did they do this to you? Because you didn't make it known to them what you stand up for. You didn't make it known to them. This is also your fault. Like I said, just as much as it was my fault for all of those things happening, just as much as this was their fault, it was also my fault, equally. So anything that happens to you in this, through other people, it's their fault, but it's your fault too, because you didn't make it known to them. And I'm not saying here that you're worthless because of this. No, we all make mistakes. We all go through this. It's not the end of the world. You're not a loser for this. We're all humans. Everyone goes through this. Pinpoint why. Start asking yourself why. What have I done? What did I do that make them do that? Ask yourself these questions. Grab a piece of paper, grab a journal. Start writing all of this. Reflect on it. Take some time out. Reflect. You need time for this. Reflect all of this. Why did I allow this to happen? Let's say this is after you figured out that, okay, they did that because of me doing this. Let's say, why did I allow that to happen? Pinpoint. Keep asking yourself these questions and start journaling about it. And once you have realized what the problem is here, why all of this happened, then ask yourself this: how can you prevent that in the future? Once you start asking yourself that, then list out the things, the actionable steps that you can do to prevent all of that in the future. List down all of these things that you will do to not let that happen in the future and start working towards it. I'm fat. People disrespect me. People make fun of me. I look pregnant. I give birth to babies. Why are they saying that? Because I'm fat. I mean, not now, but I'm fat. Okay, I don't take care of the way I look. So that's why they're making fun of me. Okay, so what should I do now? I should probably focus on my nutrition mainly and focus on fitness as well. Okay, I'm gonna start doing those things. And you lose fat and you gain muscle. Good for you. Now you're not going to get made fun of that you are fat. People will look up to you. Okay, this person lost all of that and became much better looking. So that's a good thing. Let's say you're in a relationship. You spilled the water accidentally on the table. Mistake, okay. You spilled the water, no, not a big problem. Simple. But she looks at you and says, you're so stupid. Like, you can't even not make the water spill on the table. She's out of line for saying that. But you don't stand up for it. And then the next time something else happens and she again says you're stupid or you're crazy, you're dumb. Why is that happening to you? Because I didn't tell her to not say that to me, that it's not nice of her to say that to me, to not disrespect me. Okay. The next time she does that, you tell her, stop treating me like this, otherwise it's not going to be good. Warning. Okay, there you go. She is not going to do anything ever again, or B, she's going to continue. Once you see B, you just know what to do. Leave her. You're not going to take disrespect from a girl in a relationship. Done. Let's talk about how you're in office right now. You're working and there's a colleague of yours. He comes to you. Hey, can you help me fix this thing? Can you help me finish it up? I have to go do something. No, we don't know. You don't know what that something is. But for this person, he just wants to go out for a smoke. Or he wants to go to his friends and gossip. Have fun while you do the work. You think to yourself, okay, it's nice to help this person out. Nice of you. Okay. So you do that. And again, this guy comes to you 1 week later or 2-3 days later. Hey, can you do this? Again, you do that out of generosity. But he was just taking advantage of you. Then the third time, and slowly after the second time, you just get annoyed. You're just thinking like, okay, why do I have to do this and so on? But you didn't stand up for yourself in the first place, so then you tell him the next time he comes. Okay, no, before I tell you what. First, you just think, okay, why did he ask me the first time? He thought maybe I'm nice. He thought maybe I can just do things for him. Why do I give him that impression? Could it be the way I talk? Could it be the way I look? Could it be just something about your behavior that gives him that impression that you'll just do what he would say, even though he's just taking advantage of you? What is that? Okay. Let's say you figure that out. Now the next thing is he comes to you. You didn't say no to him. He comes to you again. That's why he's coming to you again and again and again. So now you tell him the next time, okay, I'm not supposed to be doing this for you. It's not my job to do this for you. This is your own work. Do it yourself. I'm not gonna help you. This is not my job to save you. So beat it. For example, day by day, once you start analyzing all of these things, once you really reflect on all of the instances that have happened with you, day by day, you're going to slowly see what you should be doing. And in this journey, once you see what you should be doing, start implementing those. And that is how you're going to know how to live life. You will slowly know what you could have done in the past in those instances. When you would be reflecting, you would know them slowly. And you cannot be shy about this. It's gonna be scary for you to confront somebody, but the reward is better. You're gonna be feeling better about yourself. And that person is not going to do that again. There's two types of people here. You confront them about the situation. A, they're going to acknowledge it. They're going to apologize for what they did. This is if they genuinely did something wrong. They're going to apologize to you and they're not going to do it again. Okay, you're in good terms with them. Better terms with them. Or B, they would just look down at you still, that continue, and for B, you know what to do. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Because if you choose to not do something in those moments, you're going to end up regretting it. In that moment, you think to yourself, I don't want confrontation. I'm afraid of this. Again, being shy, being afraid of that. You need to be bold here. Become brave. Do something brave for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Have boundaries for yourself. You're going to regret if you don't do that. Trust me. You will not regret if you do take the good action, the good step here, the right step for you. You're not going to regret it. Remember that people disrespect you because you disrespect yourself. People will respect you if you respect yourself. Because the base here is boundaries. No boundaries, no respect. No respect, no fulfillment, and no self-worth. No fulfillment or self-worth. Self-hatred, insecurity, and a depressing life for you ahead is waiting. So I'm gonna ask you a question now. Do you want to have a depressing life for you ahead? The answer is no, and I know that. So have boundaries. This is your foundation as a person. Have boundaries. The rest will follow. Just set those boundaries and start living by them. The rest will follow. So do what you have to do even when you don't want to do it. No matter how much you don't want to do it. Just stand up and do it. Because the more you delay, the more you keep thinking about it, you're not going to do anything. So do it right away. And I'm going to see you in my next video, and just subscribe. Thank you.